Hello everybody, welcome back to the FM24 European Journeyman Save, and I'm actually really enjoying our time at NK Domzale, and it's making me think about build a nation stuff for FM25, so keep that in mind. We'll see how it's going. Let's dive in. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the save, and we are having the final two games before the winter break in today's episode. I said we'd come back for the games against Maribor and Olympia Ljubljana, but I thought if we just go forward a little bit more, we might as well get to the winter break. So, we're doing all right. Second in the table, 7 points off Olympia Ljubljana. We are keeping them honest. We're not quite up there as much as I would have liked, but we are keeping them honest. We've actually lost less games than them. We've just drawn too many. 7 draws, 8 wins, 2 losses. We can turn it around in the second half of the season to the point where I'm not disheartened because we actually just beat Olympia Ljubljana as well. So we're not doing too bad. But there's a few more transfers to go through. So the main out is actually someone that is still at the club. But John Hill, who I said I was very disappointed with in terms of his actual finishing ability, given that he scored 5 goals in 32 games at Domzale, was picked up by Girona for like £500,000. So not too worried about that. 525k, potentially rising to 1.4 million. And they gave us him back on loan for free. So he is still here. He's actually scored 1 goal in 3, which blitzes all of his records of previous seasons. But yeah, I mean, it's a 5-fold increase on what the club paid for him, and I thought it was a good deal. I don't think we really need to keep him around, but he is still here. So we've sold him, made a profit, and he's still here, so it's not too bad. And then we go to the ins. First up, Gabriele De Angelo. We needed some right centre-back or right-back as an inverted full-back cover, and Gabriele De Angelo joins us on loan for free from Parma. Now, he's coming back from a major injury, like a proper injury. If we have a look at his injuries in here, torn abdominal muscle, major injury, kept him out for 2 months while lifting weights. And so Parma have basically sent him back here to help with his rehabilitation on getting him back into potentially what would be their first team, I imagine. He's a 3.5-star current ability player, potentially 5-star player for us at MK Domzale. So clearly does have some ability and some skills in there to grow into, which is good. 2-footed as well. And as you can see, because we're playing with attributes now, because of the vote that went out on the YouTube community page and the comment section, generally the overwhelming majority was put attributes back on, and I'm not against it. I think we need to speed this up a little bit to make sure we get to the good end of the journeyman, especially because we can't open up the bigger leagues until we win other leagues. So yeah, it should help. We're still going to be using data mainly to sign our signings in the summer, but I will be looking at attributes as well just to help us along, because although it's a little bit less realistic being able to see how good everybody is, I do feel that we're going to have to sort of speed this along if we want to get to a somewhat of a conclusion at the end of the save before FM25. But of course, we've still got to get our scouts to scout people. We've still got to rely on their feedback, and we've still got to look at the data as well. That was a bit of a sidetrack. We've brought in Gabriele De Angelo on a free loan. Next up is Joaquim Correa. Now, a few people might recognise that name. He's not very good anymore. I mean, attribute-wise, he's relatively good. But 34 years old, we've bought him on a 1-year contract. He won't be getting a new contract because he's not really been performing. 6.53 in the 7 appearances that he's made this season. Signed from Inter Milan on a free transfer. And I picked him up because he was still playing well in Serie A. So I thought he would be able to do well here, but it's just not really translated. He's now more of a backup player. We're sort of using him off the bench. He's versatile, which is helpful. But yeah, he was brought in to solve our goal scoring problems, and as soon as we brought him in, Marcos Tavares Jr. started scoring for fun. So yeah, he's here, he's versatile, he's on a 1-year contract. We'll be binning him off next season. And then we took a bit of time trying to put MK Domzale in a position for the future, even though we're probably not going to be here to see it happen. We've brought in three young players to see how they can develop, all with the scouts saying they've got very good potential. The first one was Pietro Skiba, who joins for like 8k, 9.25k from that team, who I'm not even going to try and pronounce. But yeah, you know, comes with good physicals. We didn't see his attributes at the time. We relied on the scouts' reports, and the scouts were raving about him, so we've bought him in for a little bit of money. I'm sure Domzale will be able to sell him for quite a wedge of profit, which is good for them. And it's the same for the next two players as well. Mike Nure joins, 40k to 425k. He's actually a free transfer from Kolding IF out in Denmark. 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential, 19-year-old Danish player. Looks like he's got a lot of room to grow. Scouts were raving about him, so we've bought him in as well. And yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on them throughout the save. It'll be interesting to see how well our scouting system is and how accurate these stars are to see how they develop. But that's one of the free transfer youngsters in. Let's go and look at the last one. And the last one is Guilherme Rodrigues, the Argentinian winger or striker, 3k to 30k. Again, current ability is not the best, but his potential ability is really good. The scouts are raving about his potential ability as well. Gave him an A+ rating to bring him in. He was on a free transfer, so it was worth a punt. 18 years old, didn't do brilliantly out in Argentina for the Racing Junior team, or Racing Junior team. But yeah, I mean, if he trains well and hits that potential, they'll make a bit of profit on him. If not, it's just they've paid him £110 a week for a couple of years, so no big deal. But with that, that's the transfers done. Let's have a look at see how the game has been going, and generally it's been pretty damn good. As I said, a few too many draws. 7 draws in there is a few too many, but we're picking up big wins. I've actually only lost 2 games. One to Radomlje, 3-1 earlier on in the season, and Cooper beat us 3-1 at home as well, which is a little bit disappointing. But big wins in here as well. So we've beaten Olimpia Ljubljana 1-0, drew with Maribor 0-0, drew with Maribor again 1-1, and then beat Olimpia Ljubljana 2-0 as well. We've just got through to the 4th round of the Cup with a 4-0 win over Pohorigi, and we drew a Bravo 2-2 as well. So we're picking up decent results. If we can just convert a few draws to wins, I think we'd be in a good position. But if we go and have a look at the league, so you can see here, right, we are 7 points off Olimpia Ljubljana in second, 2 points ahead of Maribor, who are in third. But if we look at the XG table, so Olimpia Ljubljana have 3 more points than they probably should have done in their system. They're on 34.7 and they have 38 points. We have 31 points. We probably should have had +1. Well, expected points is 29.8. But yeah, we are overperforming our XG just. But we are in the position we should be. In fact, first, second and third are all in the position they should be. So the tactic is doing what we want it to do, and that's not a bad thing. It's working reasonably well. I think we're going to be boosting our reputation enough with Domzale to open up other opportunities, but it's still, we have to win a league before we can open up the bigger leagues ahead of us, and that is what is proving to be the niche part of this European Journeyman, and I think it's working pretty damn well, to be honest. Other things to touch on then is if we go back to the homepage in here, Marcos Tavares Jr. and Calvin Stengs are top goal scorers, so with 8 goals apiece. And it's interesting because now you look at attributes, you think I probably wouldn't have signed him, but I'm still going to keep playing him because he's doing well for us. 14 appearances, 6 goals in the league. He's got 2 goals in the Conference League as well. So our top goal scorer with 8 in all competitions. And he's been rested for the Cup games, which is why he's not been involved in the goal scoring bonanzas of the Cup so far. But Marcos Tavares Jr. is doing very well. Calvin Stengs, picking him up on a free transfer, has been a wonderful piece of business. 8 goals in 17 appearances in the league, but he does have 8 goals in 18 appearances in all competitions. But yeah, free transfer 7.18. He is brilliant at set pieces. 3 assists, 8 goals in 17 games. I'll take 11 goal contributions in the first half of the season. I think that's been really, really good. Daniel Davids has been outstanding on the right-hand side. 2 goals in 15 appearances, but that doesn't explain everything. 7 assists this season already. 9 goal contributions in 15 games. Picking him up for £51,000 is an absolute bargain. That is data coming in really, really clutch for us, bringing this guy in. 20 years old, nearly worth £1 million, lots of potential ability, playing really well. Very excited to see what he can do. Pass completion, Elmdin Fazlic at centre-back. We are encouraging our centre-backs to pass the ball short, so sort of makes sense he's got the best passing ability. But again, looking pretty good. Everybody is doing what we need them to do. We are the second highest goal scorers in the league. We're the second best defence in the league. And I'm excited to see how this season's gonna go, to be honest, and I'm very good at it. We brought in one more player. How could I forget? I said we needed to go and get another goalkeeper because our backup goalkeeper wasn't good enough. So I think the exact words I used were an experienced goalkeeper who's happy to sit on the bench. So we went out and got Loris Karius, 35 years old, Champions League experience, Premier League experience, Bundesliga experience, Turkish Superliga experience. Happy to sit on the bench. He's happy to be our cup goalkeeper. So he's in for one season only. We're probably overpaying him a bit at 3.7 grand a week, but he was called into action. 4 appearances already in the league, conceded 4 goals in those 4, but kept 2 clean sheets. But yeah, a decent backup, I think, at this level. We don't need anything absolutely outstanding. I mean, eccentricity 16 is pretty mind-blowing, but he's in, he's experienced, he's happy to be a backup goalkeeper. So there we go. And that is pretty much everything up to date. So let's get into the games, because we've got 2 games I want to squeeze in today's episode so that we can get to that winter break. We're playing Triglav in the first game and Radomlje in the second game. We have, now that we're used to the system, upped it to be positive to start, and then we drop back to balanced if we get the lead. But I do think we're going to start like this. Radu in goal, D'Angelo, Medic Slasic, who I've been really impressed with in the libero role, Fazlic and Dapo at the back, Janssen, who's been a really good free transfer signing as well. Might as well have a quick little look at him. 17 appearances, 2 goals, but 7.01, bringing people in using data is working, and looking at their experience as well has been really good. Pratusic has been really good in the Volante. Davids we've already discussed on the right. Marina is going to start on the left. Stengs in behind Marcos Tavares Jr. Pedersen hasn't quite made the step up as I would have liked from Hungary, which surprises me because Hungary's technically a better league than Slovenia, but I think this is showing the actual difference in terms of how the team play. But yeah, so Pedersen's got to do with a place on the bench. We've also got Conceição, one of the signings that we bought in. He's been okay. He hasn't set the world alight, but it's a good option on the right wing. But we've got a lot of rotation on the right wing because we also have... where has he gone on the right wing? Serbec here, coming back from injury. I'd like to get him a bit more game time as well, the 22-year-old Slovenian. He had a good season last year, and he's done pretty well this year when he's played. So, yeah, he's recovering back from an injury. So he'll stay off the squad for now. But the biggest disappointment, I think, has been Golubakas. We knew he wasn't going to be great when we bought him in. His attributes aren't... They're not actually that bad when you look at how we play him, but he has definitely not made the step up. Only 8 appearances, a 6.8, but a lot of them have been off the bench. I'd say all of them have actually been off the bench, and yeah, a 6.8. He ticks things over when we just need to keep hold of the ball. He's a good option, but when you think we've got Jost Pisek, who's homegrown and looks pretty decent and has already made 160 appearances for the club, and we have... where has he gone? Gaspar Jurisic in here as well. Looks pretty decent, homegrown, 21 years old. Well, they picked him up for a small fee, 29k. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye. But, you know, I'm happy with how the transfers have gone. I'm happy with how the team are playing. So let's get into the game against Triglav. Bit of a wordy intro, wasn't it? I normally am a bit more concise, but I feel like maybe having less videos but updating you more during the videos makes sense, so we get through the seasons a bit quicker. But yeah, we're in good form. We're doing well. Looks like there's a bit of frost on the pitch, or it's waterlogged, one of the two. But yeah, 3 wins and 2 draws in our last 5. Triglav have been struggling down the bottom of the table. And yeah, 3 losses and 2 wins in their last 5 as well. So it should be an interesting game. We are going back to the TV camera for highlights as well, just to try and mix things up as we get to the end of the game. The end of the game cycle, and we'll see how this goes. We'll do our classic of pressuring the fullbacks, pressuring and marking tightly the attacking midfielder to try and stop the play going through there. But I'm intrigued to see how this goes. I think we're on for a decent season, and by decent I mean I think top 3. We have to be top 3, ideally top 2, pressuring Olimpia Ljubljana, so they have to win it in like the last 5 games of the season. I don't want them running away with it. But I do think we're setting this team up well, and we are going to build our reputation to potentially get club offers from bigger clubs when we can open up. That could be a penalty. It looked like Gasperin got the ball. Stengs went around the outside. The ref is going to the monitor. Not something we see very often in the Slovenian Premier League. It's normally just done all over the headset. But the referee's having a look at it as we are in winter playing with the blue lines. And the ref says no penalty whilst looking at the monitor. And Triglav will be happy with that one. A little bit disappointing to see that decision given. But it did look like he got the ball. So I'm not going to complain too much, to be honest. So let's give him some encouragement. Try and keep this going. We are dominating the game. We're just not doing much with the chances that we create. Morena not having a game. Maybe this is the game where Pedersen comes alive. Maybe. But yeah, dominating the game. So we're going to keep it positive. We're going to keep them positive. We're not going to bollock them too much. And I think we are just going to make that one change. So I could bring on Correa, but I'm not going to. I'm going to bring on Pedersen on that side. We know what he can do. He was that breakout star, wasn't he, of the Nagy Kaniza team in our first season. As Davids comes down the right-hand side, he's tackled. Bonnet brings it away. Tazolis has it. Cuts in field into the centre circle. Gives it out to Jakulic. Levicic, I think, is offside, but it's fallen. And Leo Say has just passed that into the net because Radu was coming out to collect the ball. And that is a disappointing goal to concede. Tazolis into Say, into Jakbavitis. Over the top, Levacic, you can see Radu starts coming out. Fazlic puts in a tackle. It actually deflected off the defender and went in, which is a massive, massive disaster. Because I think that was going straight into Radu's hands, that shot. But 11 shots to 2, 3 on target to 1. And we aren't putting this game to bed. 60 minutes gone. Petrusic not having a great game. Fitness-wise, everyone looks okay. I think, yeah, let's do Petrusic off for Kai Lopez, who obviously got that new contract at the end of the year. Calvin Stengs, as I've bigging him up, is now not having a great game. And we'll do Tavares for Hill, see if he can carry on that form, coming back on loan after getting his big move to Girona. Janssen with a free kick. Puts it into the box. Pedersen heads it away. Janssen is there on the edge. Janssen lays it off to Fazlic. Good ball out to Pedersen. Pedersen's in the box. Pedersen! Goal! Come on! Stiger Diljan Pedersen. I said he's not been amazing, but he has got us an equaliser in this one. 62 minutes gone. Janssen out to Fazlic. Fazlic, who was maybe at fault for the goal we conceded, picks out Pedersen. Cuts in field. Right outside of his right foot. Bends it past Sorkan. It's a lovely goal. And that is what we need to get this going. We've gone up to attacking as well. So we are really trying to take the game now to Triglav. But is it going to be yet another draw? Which would be really, really irritating. I feel like we can potentially... We could go very attacking. We're at home with 15 minutes to go. I think we are going to go like super attacking here. We're going to go super attacking. We do have this option of playing a very, very heavy pressing style, which is what we're going to go to for the last 15 minutes here, because we've saved quite a bit of energy and we're dominating the game, which means we're pretty much camped in their half. With 10 minutes to go, let's just make sure we are still doing what we need to on certain people. There you go. They've subbed off some of the people that we were doing our opposition instructions on. But yeah, hopefully with 10 minutes to go, let's make one more attacking sub. We want to go for this game. We want to go for this. David's off. Conceição on that right-hand side. I can play slightly more attacking with this, really, but this is probably the most attacking I want to go without incredibly risky and giving the ball away. Pedersen up the line to Jurisic. Jurisic's got 2 people in the box. Hill's there. Goal! I think he's offside, though. I think he's offside, very similar to Foden in the Euros. I think he's gone too quickly for the cutback. It's being checked. Oh, it's disallowed. It's disallowed. Hill was in. Jurisic ran through, and yeah, he's just in front of the ball. You can't be offside there. You've got to be watching where the line is. And it's a terrible, terrible run from Hill. Oh, he's in line with the play. He really should be doing better. Goal kick, Sorkan. It's not the end of the world if we lose this game. Olimpia Ljubljana will go to 10 points clear because I'm pretty sure they will win. But Sorkan is taking as long as he can with this one. Big boot forward, flicked onto Banda. Banda's in, and he scored. Oh, and I say it's not the end of the world if we concede, but that is infuriating. That is really infuriating. Sorkan goes just long hoof. Levacic flicks it on. No one tracks the run of Bander. And Bander's in. It's another deflection that takes it past Radu. And at 2-1, we are on the receiving end of an unlucky result here. Good interception from Janssen in the middle. Ball through to Podarson. And it goes to Jurisic. It's outside the box. It's definitely outside the box. It's a red card. It's a straight red card for Yaros Kades. Well, it's going to be too little too late, isn't it? And it is. I think that is that. 15 shots to 6. 2 shots on target. Get Triglav the win. Unbelievable stuff. I'm disappointed. We should have won. We should have won that game. I really want to go into the winter break with a win in our back pocket. I mean, Maribor drew, so they don't leapfrog us just yet. But yeah, it's going to put advantage Olympia for sure. Okay, so here we are then, the final game before the winter break. Game 19 of the season for us. And we are hoping that bottom club Selj can pull something off against Olympia Ljubljana. Wow, I've absolutely messed that name up. Olympia Ljubljana is what we're going for there. It's another 4-2-3-1. We're going to stick with our system, but I'm not going to be going to that super attacking strategy. We've got a more attacking but less attacking strategy than that previous one, and I think that's what we flip to if we need to. I don't think I'm going to make any changes. Morena, I mean, maybe we should start Podarson because he did get the goal in the last game. I could start Stengs over there. Stengs does pretty well at left wing as well. I'm just not sure. I think we stick with what we've got. I'm just not sure. Match load, medium, heavy. Is there? I don't want to take that. No, yeah, let's go for it. I'm not going to second guess myself too much. We are playing good football and we are having a good season, so there's no need to panic, Captain Mannering. There is no need to panic, and I think we just sort of make the most of home advantage. Come on. I have faith in you. And I have faith in you. I think it is worth noting as well, MK Domzale have put us on a coaching course, which is good. So we're currently doing that in the background. And they basically said, we don't want you to miss training. So I promised them that I would sort out the coaches so that there was enough coverage while I was away and nobody had a heavy duty. So what I did is I agreed to that and then went in and just went to the coaching assignments in training and asked the assistant manager to take care of it. And the assistant manager, Raphael van der Vaart, obviously knew that that was a promise we had and made it so that everybody just had average. And then the board immediately said, yeah, okay, we'll put you on a coaching course. So we are doing our next level of badges as Podarson robs the ball and does well coming forward with it. Podarson's still going Podarson. Podarson to the byline, cuts it back. Davids, Petrusic, goal! I think it was deflected and that was great work from Podarson. Maybe he just needed a settling in period. I know that is a thing in Football Manager and I do know that language makes a difference as well. So maybe Podarson did just need to settle in and understand what life in Slovenia was about as Davids lays it off Petrusic. It wasn't a deflection, it's an outside of the foot finish from Petrusic, and he does a really, really good job, the Segundo Volante, to fire that one in. 1-0 up with one shot on target. You hate it when it's against you. You love it when it happens for you. But yeah, we are doing pretty well. We could drop this down to balance, to be honest. Now we've got a lead. We can do that. Radu with the goal kick. Takes it into Medic Slasec, who we just call Medic. Janssen comes forward with it from fullback into Stengs. Stengs does well. Goes down that left-hand side, but Kukovic robs the ball off him as he tried to burst away. Into Pogacar, into Dodlek. Dodlek just cuts back inside into Begonja. Begonja goes along with it, and we do win the header. Stengs brings the ball down really well. Marcos Tavares Jr. into Janssen. Stengs comes forward again, trying to drift to that left-hand side, and does really well. Into Podarson. That's a great challenge. It's not a penalty. I don't know why the referee's blown for a penalty. It's no different to the one that got cancelled last time. I'm going to assume VAR are going to overrule this and say that it's not a penalty. It's been given as a penalty. Stengs is our penalty taker. Can he score another one? Here he is. Calvin Stengs steps up, and it's a really good save from the goalkeeper. Davids keeps it alive. Petrusic back to Medic. Medic with a shot over the bar, but Stengs misses the opportunity to put us 2-0 up. And down the other end is a corner. It's swung in, back post, off the post. Oh, Davids actually, I think, blocked it. I'm not too sure. He was the man on the post and he was very well placed. Fazlic comes forward into Pedersen. A very entertaining game against Radomlje at the moment. Pedersen having a good game. Stengs back to Dapo. Dapo into Fazlic. Fazlic looking to bring it forward to Janssen. Into Petrusic. Ball through. Marcos Tavares Jr. He's missed the target. Oh, Junior, what are you playing at? You've got to at least hit the target from there. I do think the one position we could really strengthen in over the winter is a very, very good striker, but they are very hard to come by, and we don't have any money. So we are looking to potentially sell to bring new people in, but we've got the 1-0 lead. Stengs is having an absolute stinker after missing that penalty, so I think we will take him off at half-time. I'm going to say... I don't know if to say it's unacceptable. I don't want to see a hint of complacency, and then we'll just tell them, you know, they're all really good and we have faith in them and all that stuff. So we'll give Stengs a little bit longer. I don't feel like you can give someone a team talk of saying, I really believe in you, and then sub them off straight away. So we are going to give them a little bit longer. Pogacar into Savelj, into Bilic. Bilic at the byline, cuts it back. Gavric, square ball, good block on the shot. It falls to Kumar, dinked into the back post, headed away. Rubio will keep it alive into Savelj. Stengs intercepts it well and is fouled, draws the foul really well. I'm going to go back to positive. I feel like we're giving them a little bit too much of the impetus for the attack at the moment. But 53 minutes gone. Bilic comes down the right-hand side again. Back to Savelj. Gavric, Savelj into Bilic. Again, it's quite clearly that the ball has been got first. And is he going to give another penalty? I mean, video penalties against you don't really get overturned. I've never noticed a penalty where he's been given it and then it says review, no penalty. As Pogacar puts it to the left, makes it 1-1. We are going to make that change now. Stengs off. We are going to bring on Jost Pisek for him in there. Pedersen having a good game. Tavares not. We'll bring on Hill again for him. Dapo not having a great game either. We'll bring on Bukovic on the right-hand side. But Pogacar makes it 1-1, and this sums. Well, it doesn't quite sum up our first half of the season. We have been decent, but yeah, maybe a little bit too slow to react. Let's go and kick their wingers really hard. They do seem to be getting Bilic into the game a lot. As Gavric is in, totally free, great block, good save as well. Radu puts it round after the deflection, and again, we could change to our slightly more attacking system if we want to. But yeah, it's all them at the moment, isn't it? Janssen goes back to Radu. Radu just wants to take his time. Fazlic into Janssen. Back to Fazlic again. Just trying to work the ball forward as we like to do. I'd like to have a possession sort of based team. Davids cuts in field, turns back to his right foot and beats a man. Davids still going, shot from range just over the bar as they now make a change. Have they got a playmaker in here that we're not doing anything with? No, it's just an AM. Two normal fullbacks, inverted wingers. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Try and get on the... He's the inverted winger, so show him onto his left. Put him onto his left because he wants to run right. And we'll go with that. Two subs they've made, I think, are both people that we're not too worried about. Kilic, who's more defensive, and Bilic, who's come on, and he's had an impact on the game, to be fair. Bilic has had an impact on the game. D'Angelo's not having a cracker. We're going to bring on Sipot for him. We're going to move Bukovic over to the right, which is what we like to do. Pedersen's really dropped off in this second half, so we'll bring on Marina for him, and that are going to be our subs. And it does allow us to change. The players we've got on the pitch do allow us to change and go... Do we go for the win again and risk losing a point but pick up two more? It's always the conundrum, isn't it? Sipot has the ball. Keeps it back to Fazlic. Fazlic goes all the way back to Radu. I don't think that was quite necessary, but we are trying to draw them out, I guess. Sipot with the ball. I'm just looking for passing options. It's all a bit static in front, isn't it, boys? Into Sipot. Sipot looks to go out wide but can't. Fazlic into Janssen. We are progressing it forward slowly. Petrusic out to Davids. Davids back to Bukovic. Bukovic the substitute. Back to Faslic. Faslic into Janssen. Janssen turns well over the top to Pisek. Pisek can square it. Gill is there. Come on. It's a really well worked, patient goal. 2-1. 75 minutes gone. And Gill, now officially on loan from Girona, gets the goal. Faslic into Janssen. It was this ball through that was the difference to find Pisek, as we had a bit of an overload on the left-hand side. And his cut back into Hill. I mean, Velic nearly saved it, but Hill made sure to make it 2-1. And, yeah, hopefully that is us sorted in this game. 84 minutes gone. They have just changed. They've brought on, is that Luka Zahovic? No, it's not. Martin Zahovic. I was like, bloody hell. If they've brought on my boy against me, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. Right, they have changed. They have changed system. So let's clear all of these. And then we'll go wing back, gets a kick in. Wing back definitely gets a kick in. We'll do everything we want to you guys. And then we will... do I need to do the back four? I don't think we need to do the back three. And then in our system, we tell them, because they've only got 2 players on the wings, let's get down the wings and try and hurt them down, overload those wing positions. Basically, our centre players move a little bit wider, and try and overload their one wing back. As here is David's on the ball, going around the outside of the wing back, and he's done really well. And he has got men in the box. Davids, he's won the ball back. Can he wick in a cross? He does put a cross in towards Morena. Goal! 3-1. Donnell Davids gets another assist, and the substitute Morena makes it 3-1. 89 minutes gone. Surely that is the game now. But yes, if they play wing backs, try and overload their wing backs by focusing play down the wings. As Davids, it's a really, really good cross. And it's a fantastic header. Velic with his back to play. His manager would be fuming with that. I surely would as well. But it is going to be a win going into the winter break, which is absolutely awesome. It does keep morale high. 3-1, 11 shots to 9, 5 on target to 3, slightly better XG, but they only scored a penalty. So I do think we played well. A win and a good performance, that will do for me. Excellent, excellent stuff. I just wanted that win going into the winter break, and that is what we have got. So now it is like, what, 3 weeks off, I think, maybe 4 weeks off for the players. We've got a few friendlies already arranged. We've got FC Basel in there, and we've got St. Gallen, I think. Yeah, St. Gallen and FC Basel. And then we get into the second half of the season, which commences at the end of January, sort of beginning of February. So we'll come back for the Maribor and Olimpia Ljubljana games in February, although that's not too far away, is it? Maybe we'll do, because we've got Maribor and Olimpia Ljubljana there towards the end of the season, which will have a bit more drama around it. So I'm going to see how it's going and decide when we come back for a bit of an ad hoc basis. But thank you very much for all your comments. Please do leave a like. It's the best way to show you're enjoying a series and you want it to continue. And I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.